In this video tutorial we're going to cover specifically SERPs or search engine results pages. We've covered previously Google Analytics and Google Search Console. Google Search Console will tell us where we appeared in search and how much traffic search generated for us, whereas Analytics will tell us what happened with people when they visited this website, which pages they were interested in, where they navigated to, and just as importantly, which pages they left on. And again, we're going to cover those very briefly, but focus specifically on SERPs. And the reason for that is that although Analytics will tell us what happened when people visited the website, and Google Search Console has a lot of insight into how people found us or where we were presented in the search results, what it doesn't tell us is where we rank in different search engines for different search terms. And this is why I use SERPs reporting. It's an independent service that we have where we can tell people where they rank for any given search term in any search engine. A good example here is our own website. You can see we're tracking a number of search terms, and we're ranking those in different search engines as well. So we're tracking them in Bing, google.co.uk and google.com. You'll see there's some oddballs in there as well, like Yorkshire Pudding SEO. But one that's quite interesting is Google local important for search? Well, of course it is. We know that, you know that. But it isn't the home page that's ranking. You'll see from the link here that the page that's actually ranking is one of the sub pages. I'll just open that up, and you'll see here it's a blog page in the SEO blog that talks about whether Google local is important for search. And without checking, that article is about 500 words long. 500 words would be the minimum I would suggest for a blog article, but there are, I think, 3 or 4 search articles based all around this search term because I want to rank for that. There are other search terms such as should I contract a local designer, which I created years ago, and that actually generates traffic for me to the website, and paying a web designer a retainer. That's dropped to position 5, so maybe I'll have to write another article about that because that also generates revenue for me by people visiting the website and then making contact. The point I'm trying to make here is that with any website, Google always say the same thing, that although they have 200 or more ranking factors, the 2 most important factors for any website are backlinks and content. So I'm just going to cover those very briefly here because SERPs will tell us where we rank, but of course we want to get that ranking up. In the case of this search term, paying a web designer a retainer, we were ranking first for quite some time and now 5th. And if I click the graph, you'll see that we were, when it opens up, we were ranking first, and then about a month ago we ranked 6th, back up to 1st, then down again, then up, and now down again. So it's possible that I'm going to lose that ranking, that number 1 position. To maintain that position or to consolidate it, I would need to write another 2 articles, I think, maybe 3, all about the same search term, paying a web designer a retainer. So as I mentioned earlier, the 2 important factors for Google, for me, for you as well as the business owner, should be good quality content, because people can use that content to find you in Google, and backlinks. The content is easier than the backlinks. It just means writing good quality content, and I would suggest 300 to 500 words as a minimum, but the general consensus in the design community at the moment is that 800 to 1,000 words per article is a minimum. The reason why is the more content, the more interesting and more engaging that should be, and also break the content up, put images in, headers, bullet points, and make sure the content is of interest and it's useful. People like facts and figures. If you can validate the information that you're putting in your content, that's fantastic. I'm just going to cover very briefly backlinks using one of our clients' websites. If we look at Google Search Console here for one of our clients, they have 716 total links, and it tells us where these links come from. Now, the chances are the website actually has many more backlinks from other websites, but Google simply hasn't indexed them. I'm concerned about the ones that have been indexed. The reason why is this: if a website is ranking well and it's getting a lot of backlinks, I would target the website that is providing those web links or those backlinks and see if it's possible to place an advert on that website or write content for them. So you would basically be writing content for somebody else, and they would be placing a link back to your website. That link would be in the content, of course. And as I said in the second tutorial, there are two interfaces for Google Search Console at the moment because they're having a transition. This one is the old interface and this one is the new interface, and you can see straight away there's a difference. Firstly, in the number of links. The new interface says that this website has 701 links, and the old interface says it has 716. Go figure. Let's contact Google about that one. But the main thing is that they are being linked to from the same companies. If I scroll down here, you can see there's tenerifeconnect.immobilien providing 572 links. I would assume they're properties, and we have others as well that are linking to this company. This tells me two things. It tells me that these websites have content that is linking back to the client. It also tells me that Google values those links because it wouldn't put them in their report if it didn't. And we also have here the top link in text, which is good. So we now know which text is being indexed in the backlinks. But we can expand on this, and we can start asking people to provide links with very specific text. For example, property for sale in Los Cristianos. In the case of another client, video wall installations, or in my case, web designers. But web designers are 10 a penny, so I wouldn't be going chasing links, to be honest. It's probably the highest saturated market in the world. Just Google web design in your local area. I'm sure there'll be a few companies out there. So in this tutorial, we wanted to focus primarily on SERPs. The reason I'm mentioning backlinks is purely and simply because if you have an article and the article is ranking quite well, I would write 2 to 3, maybe even 5 articles about that subject and try and get links from other websites. So other people in the industry, people who are interested in your business, people who you do business with, get them to link to you. You link to them. It's called reciprocal linking. Make sure the content is optimized and publish the content through social media to drive traffic to the website. These things combined help improve rankings. There's no doubt about it. You can't just write content and expect people to find it in search. As you can see, I'm losing rankings on paying a web designer a retainer. If I look at another search term, why are SERPs important? In google.com, I'm ranking 33rd. I was ranking 48th, so that's great. I'm going up. And if I click the graph, I can see that I was ranking 10th, but now I've dropped. So I need to write more content around SERPs to rank in google.com. However, if I scroll up, in Bing, I rank first. Anything to do with SERPs. I've tracked maybe 50 or 100 different search terms around SERPs, and I always rank highly in Bing. So Bing and other search engines are quite easy to target, but Google is the one that we want to rank with because it generates 70 to 80% of all worldwide searches. So hopefully this tutorial has been of use, and again, go through the other tutorials. If you need help on any specific area, just contact us and we'll spend an hour, 2 hours going through that for you. More than happy to help. Thank you very much.